It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Thanks for inviting me into your home or into your office during these extraordinary times, especially if I'm broadcasting now on your smart device. Maybe you're listening to the podcast or you're on the on-demand streaming platforms. We appreciate this time, and my promise is this will be a good use of your time, and your business will grow as a result of it. Now, every morning we start off with the business case. And here's the question. Have you ever had wet feet while hunting or fishing? Here's the deal. Back in the early 1900s, there was a gentleman by the name of Leon Leonwood Bean, or better known as LL for short, by the way, and he loved being outdoors. But every time he went hunting in the wet Maine woods, his feet would get soaked. So, seeing a problem, he said, I think there's an opportunity. So, LL created the famous Maine Hunting Shoe. Now, this began the story of LL Bean, a company known today for its outdoor gear, reaching $1.6 billion in sales annually. So, creating a new product, let's just be clear, it isn't easy. And LL Bean encountered a number of problems along the way. Here's what I love. Although his first Maine hunting shoe seemed promising, did you know that it started falling apart? No, check this out. He sold 100 of them. 90 out of 100 pairs were returned because they were defected. But instead of giving up, instead of saying this isn't working, he learned that one, he had to have quality in his business. Two, he had to shift his sales message. So yes, he had to be persistent. Yes, he had to overcome adversity. Yes, he had to discover the importance of having a product that actually worked and delivered. But it was his sales message that changed. And the sales message was clear. We can solve your problem. We can make it work. Give us a chance. And if it doesn't, we'll get it right. So he refunded all the unhappy customers. He improved the boot's durability. This gesture built trust and loyalty. Now, much like in sales, think about it. Consistency and quality in any area of sales is important. In the message, in the strategy. So LL's commitment to the sales journey further demonstrated that he was going to do something different. He said, you know what we're going to do? If you're concerned because you're out there, you've got this boot on, we're going to keep the store open 24/7, 365 days a year. So if there's a problem, you can return it back and we'll be here to help you out. Now, this tradition started in 1951. Now, with online things have changed, obviously, but it's still 24 hours a day. He wanted to let you know he's available. When you purchase something from them, the sales journey doesn't end with just a transaction. It ends with your 100% satisfaction. Here's my big takeaway for you. Number one, have a sales strategy. In that sales strategy, understand the sales cycle, the sales journey, and more important, the strategy. Now, obviously, the store stayed open. When he passed away, by the way, in 1967, it was the only day that the store actually closed. That particular store in Maine closed in Freeport was because of his funeral. Otherwise, it's open 24 hours a day. What's a big takeaway that you can have as a CEO? It's not about customer service. It's about your sales message, your big promise, and the commitment that you have for anyone who starts the sales journey with you. You do that, and you will see your sales go up, 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 and away. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. It is an honor and a privilege to serve you at the CEO Sales Huddle. And every morning, we love to get started the exact same way, and that is to focus on what we need to focus on. And here's my promise. Here's our mantra as a CEO. Focus on sales. Here's our mantra, and I know I say it, you laugh all the time, but it's so true. You can say these three words with me. Focus on sales. If you are a CEO right now, and this is all you get to hear because you can only tune in for the first 2, 3, 4 minutes, focus on sales. Focus on sales. Focus on sales. Here's why. If you can't focus on sales, this is because frame. You can't be in business. Because, hear me clearly, sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. Shay, what's the point? The point is sales is serious business. Sales is serious business. Sales is what? Sales is serious business. And every morning we also have our mantra, our pledge. And our pledge to the sales department is learn, earn, and return. So every morning we say these words out loud as a CEO. You can repeat these words after me right now. This is not foo-foo. It's not fluff. It's not hyperbole. This is our true pledge that as a CEO you make to the sales department. I have to learn something new every day in order to earn new revenue from current clients in order to get new and old clients to return. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. Now, every morning we get together, our number one objective is to assess how we're doing in the sales department. Our number one objective is to have this meeting with our CEO sales director or our chief sales officer so we can talk about the roadblocks that are out there. We talked about a case study this morning. Boy, did they have some roadblocks that they had to overcome. And there's also to make sure we're focused on the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to be successful. Sales pillar number 1 is to have a sales strategy. Sales pillar number 2, understand the sales cycle. Sales pillar number 3 is we must review the CEO sales dashboard, our message. And sales pillar number 4 is the dashboard. And then we got to focus on our sales team. You got to focus on our sales team. Now, for those folks that are tuning in, and you're here every morning, we so appreciate you. Whether you're watching live or you got the replay and you're here, do me a favor. I love to connect. Drop me a message right below if you can. If you're on one of the streaming platforms and you can do that, look right below the video on the social media platform and put hashtag I'm here. I love seeing the hashtags I'm here. I love responding to every single one of them. For those folks that we haven't connected or this is your first time or maybe you show up every time, I'd like to know who you are because you can see me, but I can't see you. So I would love to connect with you. Do me a favor. Head over to @IamCheBrown, @IamCheBrown. And let's connect over at @IamCheBrown. Drop me a DM. Let me know what you're doing. For those folks that send me your CEO dashboard, I love getting those. I respond to every single one. Thank you so much. And if you're on one of the on-demand platforms, thanks so much, by the way. If you're streaming on Roku or Apple TV or Amazon Fire, wherever you may be right now, maybe on YouTube, wherever you are, maybe on a podcast, we appreciate you. Here's the point that I want to make as we get started. CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. So I get it, you know how to sell, but you want to know how do I sell more faster? And here's our big why. Our big why is all about sales growth. It's about sales accountability. And certainly at the end of the day, it's about consistency. And all we ask for is 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day is all we ask that you tune into because there's 1,440 minutes in every day. And all you have to do is show up for 1% of the day. So you take 1% of your day out of all the minutes in the day. You're focused on having a conversation with your chief sales officer as part of this sales huddle with your sales team. You're checking in. You're reviewing the numbers from yesterday. You're making the adjustments. You're allocating the sales resources. You're allocating the sales tools. And as the CEO, you're making sure the sales processes are in place. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that incredible? For what? What's our number one outcome? Our number one outcome above all is $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. Now, this is $100,000 that comes in month after month after month because you have a sales strategy, you have a sales message, you have a sales system, and at the end of the day, it all comes together. And as a result, your evergreen revenue model is in place. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that incredible? Oh, I love it, by the way. I love it. So question normally comes up, well, how do I get to $100,000? What do I need to measure? What do I need to manage? I got this as a CEO. And what we've been doing with our private clients that has been working time and time again. And it's really true. Listen, if you want to get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue, comes back to these 5 metrics. The 5 metrics we're going to have as part of our CEO sales dashboard. And if you don't have it, you can go over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Again, www.ceosalesdashboard.com. And you can download it. And when you download it, it's going to be a spreadsheet. And inside that spreadsheet, which I'll pull up in a moment, we look at the leads, the offers, the deals, the repeat business that are coming in because we have a belief. And our belief is what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. So the Excel sheet is just a guide. This is a template, one that you can adjust. You can customize it. You can add in your personal products if you want. You can use the 80-20 rule, but this is the number one strategy that I've seen that's helped our clients get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. It was implementing the CEO sales dashboard, and that dashboard measures these 5 categories. So you go ahead and download it now. If you haven't, go over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Download it. Now, when you download it, it's going to look like this. We did a whole case study this morning, by the way. So you go over to today's date. Once you get to today's date, you're going to come down. Now, there's only 5 categories as a CEO you've got to check in as part of the huddle every single day. You manage these. You allocate the processes for these. You allocate the resources in these 5 areas. You make sure the systems are in place. And I promise you, $100,000 for some of you doesn't even sound like a lot. You may do 10 times that easily in a month. We're not talking about in a year, in a month. So let's look at first leads. How many leads came into the database yesterday? And then you scroll down. After you go by leads, you look and say, okay, how many appointments came in? How many offers? Today, I want to look at deals because I used to look at deals a whole lot differently than I do today. Back in the day, the way I used to look at deals was, okay, you haven't closed a deal or you didn't. So let's say, for example, you go down to deals. And no matter what your business model is, you look at your CRM or you look at your database, you're measuring deals, and you ask yourself, how many deals came in yesterday? Now, this is how I used to measure. This is all I would do. I had to look at the other 5 factors. I get that. But today, I just want to go deep in one area, and that one area that you're looking at is deals. So you go ahead and buy that box, put how much revenue, how many deals came in? Maybe that's a transaction. Maybe some of you are tracking the actual number of transactions came in. And then I would stop. And some days I would beat myself up. But then I started saying, wait a minute, what if I looked at some other categories here? What if I had pending deals? What if I had hot deals? And you can put this down in your notes. Hot deals are deals that are going to close in the next 10 days. Maybe you're waiting on the signed contract. Maybe you're waiting on the ACH. Many of you are different industries, different categories. Or maybe we look at warm leads. Warm leads are deals in the next 10 to 20 days. And inside those deals in the next 10 to 20 days, you're really measuring and managing, okay, which ones are coming in. Then there's cold. And cold is anything over 20 days, obviously, by the way. And so when you do that, you subscribe to the school of thought, what gets measured gets managed, you find yourself at a whole different place because now you can allocate the resources, you can allocate the people, you can allocate the processes that the sales department needs. And as the CEO, at the end of the day, obviously that is your responsibility. And if you are that person, then congratulations, you get to step in that chair. But after we look at the CEO sales dashboard, I like to come back. I like to look at celebrating wins. That's another category that we have. I love this because we look at what's working. And one of the things we like to say is that powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So I want you to look at celebrate wins. What are you most proud of? What was your biggest accomplishment in the sales department? And what do you want to brag about today? Like if I could bring you on right now and you could just brag and say, Shay, this is what I want to brag about. What would you come on here and talk about right now? Like you would raise your hand. You couldn't wait to do that. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that kind of cool, by the way? I love it. But then we also look at hurdles. And hurdles are challenges out there. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So what was your biggest roadblock yesterday in the sales department? What's preventing you today from moving forward in the sales department? And what's the one thing you can do that if you did it, it would move the business forward, it would shift it, it would take it to an entirely different level. And you make a decision. What's going on, Karen? You make a decision that you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. It's going to happen right now. This is your moment. This is your time. But we understand that it's out there. So my message of the day is focus on top income producing activities. Focus on the activities in your business that generate the revenue. One of the main activities you can do to generate the revenue is to get in front of people who have a problem. And once you're in front of people who have a problem, you talk about how you solve that problem. You do that, and you will see your sales go up, 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 and away. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. Thank you for inviting us into your home during these challenging times. Thanks for being part of the CEO Sales Huddle this morning, place that we gather to focus on our business so we can serve others better. We can serve them faster. We can make a bigger difference, have more meaning, have more money, have more impact, have more income, and at the end of the day, make $1 and a difference at the same time. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, host of the CEO Sales Huddle. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless. Peace. We out. I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.